The mystery of the missing J in the periodic table. As you glance at the periodic table, with its array of elements neatly organized by atomic number and grouped by similar properties, you might notice something peculiar. There is no element that begins with the letter J. This absence is not just a coincidence. It has roots in the history of chemistry and the language of science itself. The names of elements on the periodic table are derived primarily from Latin and Greek, languages that have significantly influenced scientific terminology. When chemists were naming elements, they often turned to these classical languages for inspiration. For instance, hydrogen comes from the Greek words hydro, water, and genes, creator, while gold is derived from the Latin word aurum. The letter J does not exist in Latin or Greek alphabets, which explains its absence in the nomenclature of elements. While some letters are used more frequently than others in scientific terms, J remains an outlier. The closest we come to an element with a name starting with J is iodine, which derives its name from the Greek word Iodes, meaning violet or purple. However, it is important to note that iodine's symbol on the periodic table is I, not J. Interestingly, this linguistic quirk reflects broader patterns in scientific naming conventions. Many elements are named after scientists, places, or characteristics, and the influence of Latin and Greek remains strong. For example, element 101 is named Mendelevium in honor of Dmitri Mendeleev, who created the first periodic table. The absence of a J also serves as a reminder of how language shapes our understanding of science. The conventions established by early chemists continue to impact how we categorize and communicate about elements today. As science evolves, new elements are discovered and named, yet they still adhere to these historical naming practices. As we reflect on this fascinating aspect of the periodic table, we can't help but wonder, what other hidden stories lie behind the names of elements? How do language and culture influence scientific discovery and nomenclature? And as we continue to explore the universe's building blocks, what new naming conventions might emerge in the future?